Remember when you found out those designer items at outlet malls are actually made cheaper specifically for those stores? That same deception exists in the digital economy. Platforms show you the money-making opportunities they want you to see, not the ones that are most profitable for you. I discovered this harsh reality after losing my job last year and spending months testing income strategies. What I found were 7 digital arbitrage methods that platforms actively suppress because they circumvent their commission structures. These hidden side hustles have helped me build a $4,200 monthly income stream. And today I'm sharing my complete playbook with you. The invisible economy. How algorithms hide money-making opportunities. Ever notice how your social media feeds keep pushing the same tired side hustles? Start a dropshipping store. Become an Amazon FBA seller. Create an online course. It's like watching the same commercial on repeat. But here's the thing. This monotonous cycle isn't happening by chance. There's a hidden system at work, and once you understand it, you'll see money-making opportunities that most people never discover. Let me pull back the curtain on something I call the invisible economy. Behind every social platform, search engine, and content recommendation is a sophisticated algorithm making split-second decisions about what money-making ideas you see, and more importantly, what you don't see. These algorithms aren't random. They're meticulously engineered to serve specific business interests. Here's the uncomfortable truth. These algorithms aren't designed with your financial success as the priority. They're programmed to maximize platform profits first and foremost. Think about it. Why would Instagram show you ways to make money that don't involve Instagram? Why would YouTube promote business models that direct viewers away from their platform? The answer is simple. They wouldn't. The math behind this hidden system is pretty eye-opening. Most major platforms take anywhere from 30% to a whopping 50% of creator earnings. YouTube grabs up to 45% of ad revenue from creators. TikTok keeps around 50% of virtual gifts. Etsy takes about 30% when you factor in all their fees. With this kind of commission structure, these platforms have absolutely zero incentive to promote money-making methods that bypass their payment systems. Let's look at TikTok Shop as a perfect example. Have you noticed how aggressively TikTok pushes its shopping features lately? Videos showcasing products available through TikTok Shop get a massive algorithmic boost. Meanwhile, try posting content about selling products through your own website and watch how quickly that content gets buried. It's not because direct sales are less profitable for you. Quite the opposite. It's because TikTok doesn't get their cut when you sell through your own channels. Instagram operates with the same playbook. Their algorithm heavily favors content that uses Instagram shopping tags or affiliate links through approved partners. This creates a situation where the easiest money-making opportunities to find are precisely the ones where platforms take their largest cut. Post about driving traffic to your independent Shopify store? Watch your reach mysteriously drop. YouTube's algorithm game is equally strategic. Creators who focus primarily on AdSense revenue, where YouTube takes its 45% cut, receive preferential treatment in recommendations compared to those who emphasize external revenue streams like Patreon or merchandise. I've personally witnessed channels that heavily promote their off-platform businesses experience sudden, unexplainable drops in recommendation traffic. This algorithmic favoritism creates a fascinating situation where the most visible opportunities are rarely the most profitable ones for you. The real money-making methods, the ones with higher profit margins and greater independence, exist in a kind of shadow economy that platforms have every reason to suppress. Think about why you've never seen viral videos about website arbitrage or digital asset recovery on your For You page. It's not because these methods don't work. It's because they operate outside the platform's commission structure, creating a blind spot in what I call the opportunity algorithm. What's wild is that this algorithmic suppression creates perfect market inefficiencies. When information about high-profit opportunities doesn't flow freely, it creates pockets of opportunity for those who know where to look. While millions fight over the same visible opportunities with razor-thin margins, savvy side hustlers are quietly making thousands in these algorithmic blind spots. Let me give you a practical example. LinkedIn's algorithm heavily promotes content about traditional freelancing and job seeking, activities that keep users engaged on their platform. But mention specialized consultation services where clients book directly through your website. Your post mysteriously reaches fewer connections. The platform has inadvertently created a situation where ultra-niche consulting services remain underexposed, allowing those who discover them to charge premium rates in a less competitive environment. The same pattern repeats across every major platform. Pinterest's algorithm favors content about Etsy shops over standalone e-commerce sites. Facebook's algorithm boosts marketplace listings while suppressing direct sales posts. Even Google's search algorithm is designed to prioritize monetizable search results over purely informational content about making money. This creates a fascinating paradox. The best opportunities often exist precisely where platforms don't want you to look. It's like each platform has created its own form of opportunity censorship, not for political reasons, but for purely financial ones. What if I told you there's an entire economy of opportunity hiding in plain sight? What if the most profitable side hustles aren't the ones being pushed into your feed every day? What if the real money is made precisely where the algorithms don't shine their spotlight? That's exactly what I'm going to show you today. The truth is that platform algorithms create massive blind spots in the opportunity landscape. These blind spots aren't random. They're systematic and predictable once you understand how platform economics work. And within these blind spots lie some of the most lucrative side hustles available today. Think about it this way. Platforms are like casinos. They're designed so the house always wins. They show you opportunities where they get a substantial cut, creating the illusion of a complete marketplace. But just like a casino doesn't advertise better gambling odds down the street, platforms won't promote methods that bypass their fee structure. So why exactly do algorithms hide these lucrative opportunities? Because they operate outside the platform's commission structures. They represent money that could be made without giving Silicon Valley its cut. Every platform's primary obligation is to shareholders, not to maximizing your side hustle potential. This isn't a conspiracy theory, it's just business. Platforms are designed to extract maximum value from user activity. When a money-making method doesn't contribute to that goal, it gets algorithmically demoted, creating these fascinating pockets of opportunity where competition is lower and profits are higher. Understanding this hidden dynamic is like receiving a pair of special glasses that let you see what others can't. Once you recognize how algorithms shape the opportunity landscape, you can start looking for the gaps, the spaces between platforms where the real money is being made quietly and consistently. That's exactly what we're going to explore today. I'm going to show you 7 side hustles that exist in these algorithmic blind spots. Opportunities that are systematically underexposed because they bypass traditional platform economics. These aren't get-rich-quick schemes. They're strategic approaches to exploiting market inefficiencies created by algorithmic bias. These methods won't appear in your TikTok feed or Instagram recommendations. They won't be featured in YouTube's trending section. They exist in the shadows of the algorithm, and that's precisely why they remain so profitable for those who discover them. Digital Arbitrage 101, profiting from platform inefficiencies. Those algorithmic blind spots we just explored aren't just hiding money-making methods. They've created the perfect environment for one of the most overlooked opportunities online today, digital arbitrage. What if I told you that right now, thousands of digital assets are being sold for pennies on the dollar on one platform that could be flipped for 5x the price on another? This pricing disconnect isn't a glitch. It's a feature of the system that savvy side hustlers are quietly exploiting for consistent profits without creating any original content themselves. Let's break down what digital arbitrage actually is. At its core, it's simply buying assets on one platform and selling them for a higher price on another. You're essentially profiting from price differences across marketplaces, buying low in one place and selling high in another. It's the digital equivalent of finding a rare collectible at a garage sale for $5 that you know sells for $500 online. The reason most people miss these opportunities is pretty simple. They stay in their comfort zones. They stick to one platform they know well. Maybe it's eBay, Etsy, or Amazon, and never venture beyond those digital walls. But here's the thing. The real money isn't made within platforms. It's made in the gaps between them. These price differences exist because of something economists call information asymmetry. Not everyone knows what something is truly worth. A domain name that appears worthless to someone who doesn't understand branding might be extremely valuable to a business owner looking for the perfect online identity. Some domains can be purchased for as little as $10, but sold for thousands depending on their brandability and market demand. Let me give you a concrete example. Book arbitrage is a perfect illustration of this concept. Have you ever noticed how the same book can be priced completely differently depending on where you look? On Amazon, you might find a used textbook for $40, but on a specialized book collector site, that same edition might sell for $200 if it's out of print or has specific annotations that make it valuable to the right buyer. The people making money aren't creating these books. They're simply moving them from one marketplace to another. Digital product arbitrage works in a similar way, but with even lower overhead since there's no shipping involved. Think about digital assets like website templates, graphic design elements, or even software licenses. On general marketplaces, a website template might sell for $30, but in a niche community dedicated to a specific industry, that same template customized slightly for their specific needs might easily command $150 or more. Websites themselves represent one of the most lucrative opportunities in digital arbitrage. Platforms like Flippa allow you to buy and sell websites, giving you access to their valuation metrics, revenue data, and traffic statistics. I recently came across a food blog that was selling for just $800 on Flippa because the owner didn't know how to monetize it effectively. After some basic SEO improvements and better ad placement, that same site could easily sell for $3,000 to $4,000 just a few months later. The key to success in digital arbitrage is having the right tools to identify these opportunities quickly before others spot them. Price comparison websites and browser extensions can alert you when there's a significant price discrepancy for the same item across platforms. Some of these tools can even notify you of price drops, helping you time your purchases perfectly. You'll also need a good inventory tracking system. Even a simple spreadsheet will do when you're starting out. Track what you bought, where you bought it, how much you paid, where you plan to sell it, and your target selling price. This helps you calculate your ROI and identify which types of digital assets are most profitable for you. Understanding market trends is equally important. You need to develop a keen sense for which digital assets are undervalued and why. Is it because the seller doesn't understand what they have? Is it because they're in a rush to sell? Or is it because the asset is listed on a platform where buyers typically undervalue that particular type of item? Let me introduce you to what I call micro-arbitrage, a strategy that can start generating profits for you today. Micro-arbitrage focuses on exploiting small price differences across platforms, but doing it at high volume. Instead of looking for one big score, you're making $5 to $20 on dozens, or even hundreds of transactions. For example, some arbitrageurs focus on digital products like ebooks or graphics that they can buy with commercial resale licenses for $2 to $3 on one platform and sell for $10 to $15 on another. The profit margins might seem small, but when you're doing this with 50 to 100 different products simultaneously, those small amounts add up quickly. The beauty of digital arbitrage is that you can start with almost no capital. With as little as $100, you can begin purchasing undervalued digital assets and flipping them. As your profits grow, you can reinvest in higher value assets like established websites or premium domain names. Successful arbitrage businesses focus on three key elements: identifying truly undervalued assets, not just cheap ones, implementing smart growth strategies to enhance their value, and effectively marketing them to potential buyers who understand their true worth. The savviest digital arbitrageurs often utilize specialized platforms beyond just the mainstream ones. Sites like Empire Flippers and Motion Invest connect buyers and sellers of websites and can be gold mines for finding undervalued digital properties. These specialized marketplaces often have different valuation methods than general platforms, creating even more opportunities for arbitrage. Before you sell an asset you've acquired, consider whether you can increase its value with minimal effort. For websites, this might mean improving the content, optimizing for search engines, or increasing traffic. These improvements can significantly enhance the asset's value and your potential profit. I've seen people buy websites for $500, spend a weekend improving them, and sell them a month later for $1,500 or more. One important thing to remember: digital arbitrage isn't about scamming anyone. It's about recognizing value where others don't and connecting assets with the buyers who truly value them. You're essentially a matchmaker between undervalued assets. and the people who will pay what they're actually worth. The most successful digital arbitrageurs develop systems that allow them to identify opportunities automatically. They set up alerts for price drops, use tools to compare prices across multiple platforms simultaneously, and have streamlined processes for evaluating potential purchases quickly. This systematic approach is what separates occasional wins from consistent income. So how can you start profiting from digital arbitrage today? Begin by identifying one specific category of digital assets you're familiar with, whether that's domain names, website templates, digital art, or something else. Research where these assets are typically sold and at what price points. Then look for alternative marketplaces where the same or similar assets might be valued differently. Start small with a few test purchases to understand the process before scaling up. Track everything meticulously so you can identify patterns and refine your strategy over time. And remember that speed matters. The best arbitrage opportunities often disappear quickly, so having systems in place to identify them fast is crucial. Website flipping, the digital real estate most people overlook. Now that you've seen how quickly digital arbitrage can turn a profit, what if I told you there's an even bigger opportunity hiding in plain sight? While most digital entrepreneurs are battling over domain names, a much larger prize awaits in website flipping, the forgotten gold mine of the internet economy. I'm talking about buying entire websites for pennies on the dollar, making strategic improvements, and selling them for multiples of your investment. Flippa, the largest website marketplace in the world, connects over 1.5 million users buying and selling digital assets. Yet despite this massive marketplace, most people have no idea how to spot an undervalued website. That's where your advantage lies. While others scroll past these diamonds in the rough, you'll know exactly what to look for. Let me share something that might surprise you. That $600 niche hobby site I mentioned? After just 3 weeks of targeted improvements, it sold for $3,200. That's a 433% return on investment in less than a month. And this isn't some unicorn example. These opportunities exist every single day across platforms like Flippa, MicroAcquire, and Empire Flippers. The reason these opportunities persist is simple. Most website owners don't know how to properly value their digital assets. They build sites with genuine potential, but lack the skills or patience to monetize them effectively. Their loss becomes your gain. So how do you find these undervalued gems? First, you need to look beyond the flashy listings on the front page. The real opportunities are often buried deeper in these marketplaces, especially sites with solid fundamentals but cosmetic issues that scare away less savvy buyers. When evaluating a potential flip, pay special attention to traffic sources. A site with diverse, organic traffic is worth much more than one dependent on paid advertising or a single traffic source that could disappear overnight. Check the audience demographics too. Are these visitors actually interested in the site's topic? Do they belong to a valuable niche with purchasing power? Next, examine the revenue streams. Many website owners leave money on the table by focusing on just one monetization method. A site exclusively using display ads might be perfect for adding affiliate offers. A content site without any products could be ideal for introducing a simple digital download. Content quality is another critical factor. Sometimes you'll find sites with excellent, detailed content that's simply buried under an outdated design or poor navigation. These are gold mines waiting to be discovered. You can often double or triple a site's value just by improving the user experience while keeping the valuable content intact. When I evaluate a potential website purchase, I create a simple checklist. Is the traffic real and sustainable? Is there an untapped monetization opportunity? Can I fix the biggest issues within a few weeks? If I can answer yes to these questions, I've likely found a good candidate for flipping. The beauty of website flipping is that you don't need to be an expert in everything. You just need to recognize value and know how to enhance it. For instance, if you spot a site with great content but terrible SEO, you can either learn basic SEO techniques or hire someone to optimize it for you. The investment will often pay for itself many times over. Let me walk you through the basic process. First, create accounts on website marketplaces like Flippa, MicroAcquire, and Empire Flippers. Set up alerts for sites in niches you understand, with price ranges you can afford. Don't worry about starting small. Some of the best percentage returns come from flipping sites in the $500 to $2,000 range. When you find a promising site, do your due diligence. Request access to analytics, verify traffic claims, and test all functionality. Many sellers will inflate numbers or gloss over technical issues, so verify everything independently. This is where most beginners make costly mistakes. They take listings at face value without proper verification. Once you've purchased a site, focus on quick, high-impact improvements. According to the research, successful website flippers typically spend 3 to 6 months enhancing their properties before reselling, but you can often see significant results much faster with targeted efforts. Start by fixing technical issues that affect user experience. Speed up load times, fix broken links, and ensure the site works well on mobile devices. Then move on to content improvements. Update outdated information, enhance formatting for readability, and expand thin content areas. SEO optimization can dramatically increase a site's value. Even basic improvements like proper heading structures, meta descriptions, and internal linking can boost traffic significantly. If the site is in a competitive niche, consider building a few quality backlinks from relevant sites. Monetization is where the magic happens. Many sites are severely undermonetized. If a site only uses display ads, test affiliate offers. If it has affiliate links but no products, create a simple digital product. Sometimes just optimizing ad placement can double revenue without any traffic increase. Document all your improvements and their results. When it's time to sell, this documentation becomes powerful evidence of the site's growing value. Buyers love seeing upward trends in traffic and revenue, even if they're relatively recent. When listing your improved site, focus on its potential rather than its history. Highlight growth trends, untapped opportunities, and the stability of its traffic and revenue. Use comparable sales data from the marketplace to justify your asking price. Flippa provides tools and data insights that can help you set competitive yet profitable pricing. Now, let me highlight some common mistakes to avoid. First, don't overpay for sites based on potential alone. The profit happens in the gap between what you pay and what you can sell for. If you overpay initially, you'll struggle to make a worthwhile return. Second, don't overlook technical issues that might be expensive or time-consuming to fix. Hidden problems like manual penalties from Google, outdated code that's difficult to update, or content that violates copyright can turn a seemingly good deal into a money pit. Third, be realistic about your improvement timeline. While that 3-week flip I mentioned is possible, it's not always typical. Most successful website flips take 3 to 6 months to realize their full potential. Don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Sometimes traffic and revenue improvements take time to materialize. What makes website flipping such an attractive opportunity is the massive disconnect between potential value and selling price. Unlike physical real estate, where property values are well established and margins are thin, digital real estate still experiences wild pricing inefficiencies. A website making $200 monthly might sell for anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 depending on the marketplace, the seller's knowledge, and how well the site is presented. This inefficiency creates your opportunity. By becoming skilled at spotting undervalued websites, making strategic improvements, and effectively communicating value to potential buyers, you can establish a consistent AI-assisted content arbitrage, turning platform gaps into content gold. While we've been exploring digital opportunities, there's an untapped gold mine waiting for those who understand content arbitrage. Information packaged one way might sell for $200, yet that same knowledge restructured for a different audience can command a staggering $2,000. This massive pricing gap isn't just fascinating. It's a side hustle opportunity that AI has made more accessible than ever before. Let's talk about why this works. Different audiences place wildly different values on the same information based solely on presentation and context. A technical manual might be worth little to the general public, but becomes incredibly valuable when transformed into an easy-to-follow course for professionals looking to upgrade their skills. This value disparity creates your opportunity. The game changer here? AI tools have dramatically reduced the effort needed to transform content from one format to another. What once required weeks of writing and editing can now be accomplished in hours or even minutes. This efficiency creates an entirely new playing field for entrepreneurs willing to bridge these platform gaps. Take public domain books, completely free legal resources that are literally gathering digital dust. With AI assistance, you can transform these forgotten treasures into modern, niche-focused courses. Imagine taking a classic book on psychology and using AI to extract the core principles, then repackaging them as a specialized course on psychological techniques for modern sales professionals. Suddenly, free content becomes a $997 digital course. Here's what makes this particularly powerful. AI doesn't just rewrite, it transforms. Perplexity AI, for example, can take complex material and generate entirely new content tailored to specific audiences. It can write articles, create marketing materials, or develop video scripts, essentially handling the heavy lifting of content creation while you focus on strategy. I've seen this work firsthand. One entrepreneur took a public domain book on negotiation techniques from the early 1900s and transformed it into a series of specialized modules for different industries. The real estate negotiation module alone generated over $30,000 in 6 months, all from content that was completely free to access. Another powerful example is taking academic research and converting it into practical guides. Academic papers are typically written for other academics, making them nearly impenetrable for professionals who could actually apply those findings. Using AI summarization tools, you can bridge this gap by creating clear, actionable guides that translate theoretical concepts into practical applications. One savvy creator did exactly this with climate science research papers. They used AI to transform dense academic findings into actionable sustainability guides for small businesses. What started as a side project now generates consistent monthly income selling these guides for $299 each. Content that was essentially free to access through academic repositories. Now let's break down the step-by-step process so you can start implementing this strategy. First, identify content sources with arbitrage potential. Look for public domain books, government publications, academic papers, or even content you already own the rights to. The key is finding valuable information that's either free or low cost that can be transformed for audiences willing to pay premium prices. Second, research platform pricing disparities. Spend time understanding what similar information products sell for across different platforms. You might find that specialized knowledge that sells for $50 on a general marketplace commands $500 or more on industry-specific sites or through direct sales. Third, use AI tools to transform the content. This is where the magic happens. Tools like Perplexity AI can help you rewrite, reorganize, and reformat content for different audiences and platforms. You can convert written material into scripts for videos, transform academic language into conversational guides, or break down complex concepts into step-by-step tutorials. Fourth, add your unique value. AI-assisted doesn't mean AI only. Your personal insights, examples, and organization are what make the final product truly valuable. The most successful content arbitrageurs use AI to handle the heavy lifting, but add their own expertise and perspective to make the content uniquely valuable. Fifth, optimize for platform-specific requirements. Each platform has its own formatting preferences, keyword requirements, and audience expectations. Use platform-specific formatting guides to ensure your content performs well wherever you sell it. Finally, test pricing strategies across platforms. Start with competitive research to establish baseline pricing, then test different price points to find the sweet spot that maximizes your revenue. Don't be afraid to. Charge significantly more on platforms where similar content commands premium prices. The tools you'll need for this process are surprisingly accessible. Beyond content generation tools like Perplexity AI, consider adding these to your arsenal. Content transformation tools like Descript can convert text to audio, making it easy to create podcasts or audiobooks from written content. This expands your potential market to people who prefer listening over reading. AI image generators can create custom visuals for your repackaged content, making it more engaging and professional without the cost of a graphic designer. Platform-specific formatting tools help ensure your content meets the technical requirements for each marketplace, saving you hours of manual formatting work. Research assistants like Scholarcy can help you quickly extract key insights from academic papers, making the transformation process even faster. Let me address the elephant in the room, the legal and ethical considerations. When repurposing public domain content, you're on solid legal ground. but you should still be mindful of how you present and monetize this material. Always verify that content is truly in the public domain before using it, and be transparent about your sources when appropriate. When working with academic content, focus on transforming and adding value rather than simply republishing. The key distinction is that you're creating a new, valuable product by making information accessible to audiences who would never consume the original format. The most exciting aspect of AI-assisted content arbitrage is its scalability. Once you develop a system for transforming and repackaging content, you can apply it repeatedly across different niches and topics. One entrepreneur I know started with a single public domain book transformed into a course and now runs a content arbitrage business with over 20 different information products across 3 niches. What makes this strategy particularly powerful is that you're not just making money. You're actually providing genuine value by making information more accessible to audiences who need it. The professor who wrote that academic paper likely wanted their research to have real-world impact, but few businesses will ever read the original paper. By transforming it into an accessible guide, you're helping bridge the gap between research and application. Unlike many side hustles that require constant content creation, content arbitrage can be more efficient because you're starting with existing, proven material. This reduces the risk of creating content that nobody wants. The information has already demonstrated its value in one format or to one audience. When selecting which content to transform, focus on evergreen topics with enduring appeal. Technical skills, psychological insights, business strategies, and personal development are areas where information retains its value over time, making them ideal candidates for content arbitrage. Ultra-niche consulting, the expertise platforms can't categorize. Beyond platforms like Fiverr and Upwork lies an untapped goldmine that most people overlook: ultra-niche consulting services that don't even fit into standard platform categories. Think about it. If your expertise is so specialized that major platforms don't have a drop-down menu for it, how can they commoditize or control it? This is precisely where some of the most profitable consulting opportunities exist today. Major freelance platforms are designed for scale and simplicity. They organize services into broad, easily searchable categories like graphic design or copywriting. But what happens when your expertise doesn't fit neatly into those boxes? That's where you find a market inefficiency you can exploit. Clients with highly specific problems aren't scrolling through general service categories. They're desperately searching for the one person who understands their unique challenge. And here's the kicker. They're willing to pay premium rates for solutions they can't find on mainstream platforms. Take this fascinating example. There's someone making $3,000 monthly just by advising on rare fish breeding. This isn't general pet advice or aquarium maintenance. It's ultra-specific knowledge about breeding conditions, genetic factors, and market opportunities for extremely rare aquatic species. You won't find a category for that on Upwork. Or consider the software migration specialist who charges $150 per hour, helping companies switch between specific software systems. They don't just understand software in general. They've mastered the intricate details of transitioning between particular programs while preserving critical data and functionality. When a business faces this specific challenge, they're not looking for the cheapest generalist. They need this exact expertise. These consultants aren't competing with thousands of others in crowded categories. They've carved out unique spaces where they face little to no competition. This is why they can command rates that would make most freelancers jealous. So how do you identify your own ultra-niche expertise? It all starts with examining 3 critical intersections. First, look at your unique personal experiences. What specific problems have you solved that others struggle with? What combinations of skills have you developed that are relatively uncommon? Maybe you've worked across multiple industries and understand connections others miss. Second, identify knowledge gaps in industries you're familiar with. These are the questions people repeatedly ask, the frustrations they express in forums, or the problems that keep coming up without clear solutions. Third, focus on urgent problems. When people face high-pressure situations with significant consequences, they're willing to pay premium rates for immediate expertise. A company losing thousands daily due to a technical issue isn't bargain hunting. They want the problem solved now. The sweet spot for ultra-niche consulting is where these 3 factors intersect. You want to find problems that are specific enough to avoid commodity competition, urgent enough to command premium pricing, and aligned with your unique experience. Let's say you've identified your ultra-niche expertise. How do you market these services without relying on mainstream platforms? Here's a step-by-step approach. Step 1. Document your expertise through case studies. Detail specific problems you've solved, the approach you took, and the results you achieved. These become your most powerful marketing assets. Step 2. Create content that showcases your specialized knowledge. This could be blog posts, videos, or social media content that addresses the specific challenges your potential clients face. Don't worry about a huge audience. You only need to reach the small number of people who need your exact expertise. Step 3. Leverage specialized communities where your potential clients already gather. This might be industry-specific forums, social media groups, or professional associations. Contribute valuable insights without immediately selling your services to build credibility. Step 4. Develop direct outreach strategies. Identify potential clients facing the specific problems you solve and reach out with personalized messages that demonstrate your understanding of their situation. Step 5. Create partnerships with adjacent service providers. Find professionals who serve the same clients, but with complementary services, and develop referral relationships. Step 6. Build your own platform. This could be as simple as a focused website that clearly communicates your ultra-specific expertise and the problems you solve. Unlike generalist sites, yours should embrace the niche nature of what you offer. Step 7. Establish pricing based on value, not time. When you're solving urgent, specific problems, clients care about results more than hourly rates. Structure your pricing around the value of solving the problem. Let's look at another real-world example to illustrate this approach. Imagine you have experience with a particular enterprise resource planning (ERP) system that many companies find difficult to customize. Instead of advertising general IT consulting, you specialize exclusively in helping companies implement specific customizations for this software. You could create detailed guides showing how to solve common challenges with this system. You might join industry forums where IT managers discuss their frustrations with the software. You could reach out directly to companies you know use this system and are likely facing these issues. By focusing on this ultra-specific niche, you position yourself as the go-to expert for a particular problem rather than a general IT consultant competing with thousands of others. This allows you to charge significantly higher rates, often 2 to 3 times what a general consultant might command. The statistics bear this out. While general consultants typically charge around $50 to $100 per hour, specialized consultants in niche areas can command $150 to $300 hourly, or more depending on the urgency and complexity of the problems they solve. What makes these ultra-niche consulting opportunities so valuable is their resistance to commoditization. When platforms can't categorize your expertise, they can't easily connect clients with alternatives. You exist in a blind spot that protects you from algorithm-driven competition. Consider this. Most freelance platforms are designed to make services more commodity-like to facilitate easy matching and transactions. They want to create the impression that one graphic designer can be easily substituted for another. But ultra-specialized knowledge resists this commoditization by its very nature. The most profitable ultra-niche consulting opportunities often exist at the intersection of multiple disciplines. For example, someone who understands both healthcare regulations and software implementation can provide uniquely valuable consulting to medical technology companies. This cross-discipline expertise is nearly impossible for platforms to categorize effectively. To find your own ultra-niche opportunity, start by listing all your skills, experiences, and knowledge areas. Look for unusual combinations or specialized applications of these skills. Then research where people with these specific problems gather online and what language they use to describe their challenges. Marketing your ultra-niche services effectively often requires creating content that demonstrates your expertise. This could include case studies, specialized guides, or analysis of common problems in your niche. The key is to focus on depth rather than breadth. You want to be the definitive expert on a specific challenge rather than knowing a little about many topics. Don't worry about limiting your market too much. The internet has made it possible to reach niche audiences globally, meaning even extremely specialized services can find sufficient clients. A consultant focusing on rare fish breeding might have a tiny potential client base in any single city, but can reach enthusiasts worldwide through targeted online presence. Another advantage of ultra-niche consulting is the word-of-mouth referrals that naturally develop. When you solve specific problems that few others can address, clients tend to share your information with others facing similar challenges. This creates a self-sustaining marketing channel that doesn't rely on algorithms or platforms. For those just starting out, consider offering free initial consultations to showcase your specialized knowledge. This gives potential clients a taste of your expertise and helps overcome the hesitation that might come with hiring someone outside traditional platforms. Remember that your unique selling proposition isn't just what you know, it's the specific problems you solve. Frame your expertise in terms of outcomes rather than credentials. Instead of saying, "I'm an expert in X software," say, "I help companies solve Y specific problem with X software." Local digital bridge arbitrage. Monetizing the online-offline gap. The most profitable gap in today's economy isn't purely online or offline. It's the awkward space between them. Ever notice how your favorite local restaurant still hands you a paper menu while national chains have slick ordering apps? That divide represents thousands in untapped monthly income for people who can translate between the physical and digital worlds. Local businesses are desperate to modernize, but they're caught in a strange predicament. While they know they need to go digital, most have no idea where to start or who to trust. And here's what's fascinating. The major freelance platforms completely miss this opportunity because it doesn't fit their scalable, purely digital business model. Let me paint a picture of what's happening in communities across the country. The family-owned hardware store that's been around for 40 years has customers asking if they can check inventory online. The local bakery keeps getting asked about online ordering. The neighborhood salon wonders why their competitors show up on Google Maps, but they don't. These businesses aren't looking for fancy AI implementations or blockchain solutions. They need someone who understands both their local reality and basic digital tools. This gap creates an incredible opportunity for you to position yourself as the digital translator these businesses desperately need. What makes this so profitable is that you're not competing against thousands of global freelancers. You're often the only person in town offering these specific services. Take Sarah from Portland, who discovered this opportunity almost by accident. After helping her uncle's restaurant create a digital menu with QR codes during the pandemic, neighboring restaurants started asking for her help. Within 3 months, she was managing digital menus and simple online ordering systems for 8 local restaurants, charging each $2,500 for setup and a monthly maintenance fee. Her clients were thrilled because they immediately saw increased orders and efficiency. Or consider Marcus, who recognized that local businesses were struggling to get proper photos for their Google business profiles. He combined his photography skills with basic SEO knowledge to offer a specialized service, creating optimized visual content specifically designed to improve local search rankings. His clients saw dramatic improvements in their visibility, and Marcus built a steady income stream charging premium rates for this niche service. What makes these local digital bridge services so valuable is that they solve immediate, painful problems for business owners. When a restaurant can reduce phone order mistakes by 80% through a digital ordering system, that's worth thousands to them. When a local shop sees foot traffic increase by 30% after improving their Google business presence, they don't haggle over your rates. So how do you get started? Let me walk you through the step-by-step process. First, conduct a local digital audit. Walk or drive around your community and look for businesses that seem behind the digital curve. Do they have outdated websites? No online presence at all? Paper-only systems? Make a list of potential clients. Second, identify specific digital pain points. Talk to these business owners casually. Ask questions like, do you ever get requests for online ordering? Or, how do most new customers find you? Their answers will reveal the digital gaps they're struggling with. Third, choose one specific solution to master. Don't try to become a full-service digital agency overnight. Pick one service that matches both local needs and your skills. This could be setting up and optimizing Google business profiles, creating digital menus with QR codes, establishing basic e-commerce capabilities, or managing social media accounts with local targeting. Fourth, create a simple before and after case study. Offer to help one business for free or at a deep discount to build your portfolio. Document everything. the before situation, your work, and the measurable results. This becomes your most powerful sales tool. Fifth, develop a clear, value-based pricing structure. This is crucial. Don't charge by the hour. Charge based on the value you deliver. If your service can bring a restaurant an additional $5,000 in monthly orders, charging $2,500 for setup and $500 monthly is a bargain for them while being incredibly profitable for you. Sixth, create a local marketing plan. Unlike global freelancing, your clients are within driving distance. Join local business associations, attend Chamber of Commerce meetings, and leverage word-of-mouth referrals. Local businesses trust recommendations from other local businesses far more than they trust online ads. Let's talk about what makes this approach so powerful. Unlike traditional freelancing, where you compete on price with global talent, local digital bridge services compete on trust and relationships. You're not just a username on a platform. You're a real person these business owners can meet face-to-face, who understands their specific local challenges. This relationship-based approach also means you can charge premium rates. Many successful local digital consultants report earning 3 to 5 times what they could make offering similar services on global platforms. Why? Because they're pricing based on business value, not hourly labor. The key to making this work is positioning yourself correctly. You're not selling websites or social media management. You're selling outcomes like more customers, fewer order mistakes, or higher Google rankings in local searches. This outcomes-based approach justifies higher prices and focuses clients on results rather than comparing your hourly rate to cheaper online alternatives. Let me give you some specific examples of in-demand services that local businesses need but can rarely find on major platforms. Restaurant menu digitization with integrated ordering systems is a goldmine right now. Many restaurants still use paper menus and phone orders, creating errors and staffing inefficiencies. A simple digital menu with online ordering capability can transform their business overnight. Google Business Profile Optimization is another underserved area. Local businesses often have claimed their profile, but have no idea how to maximize it with proper keywords, regular updates, and high-quality photos. A well-optimized profile can dramatically increase foot traffic. Social media content tailored to local audiences is different from general social media management. Creating content that references local events, news, and community figures requires someone who knows the area, something offshore freelancers can't offer. Website localization is huge too. Many local businesses have generic websites that don't capitalize on local search terms or highlight their community connections. Updating their web presence to emphasize local relevance improves their search rankings significantly. The beauty of these services is that they require minimal startup costs. You likely already have the basic tools needed: a computer, internet connection, and smartphone. The specific skills can be learned through free or low-cost online courses. The real value you bring is understanding both digital tools and local business realities. This bridge position also insulates you from AI disruption. While many purely digital services face competition from automation, the local digital gap requires human understanding of specific community needs and interpersonal trust, things AI struggles with. Pricing is where most people get this wrong. Many start by charging hourly rates of $25 to $50, which severely limits their income potential. Instead, structure your pricing around the business value delivered. For example, a restaurant that reduces order errors and increases sales through digital ordering might happily pay $2,500 for initial setup and $300 to $500 monthly for maintenance, a fee structure that could earn you $3,000 to $5,000 monthly with just a handful of clients. When pitching to local businesses, focus on concrete outcomes rather than technical details. Instead of explaining hosting and domains, show them how their competitors are getting more customers through better digital presence. Use simple before and after examples that demonstrate business impact in terms they understand. More customers, fewer errors, saved time, increased revenue. What's particularly powerful about this approach is the compounding effect of local reputation. In tight-knit business communities, success with one client often leads to referrals to others in their network. Many successful local digital consultants report barely needing to market themselves after the first few months as word of mouth takes over. This opportunity exists precisely because major platforms can't effectively serve it. Platforms are designed for scalable, standardized services, but local businesses need customized solutions that digital asset for their recovery, unique community the context. Lucrative opportunity. That misalignment creates your profit. That misalignment between platforms and real needs extends beyond local businesses into the digital realm itself. Think about this. What happens when someone loses access to a Bitcoin wallet worth $50,000 or a gaming account with rare items worth thousands? They'll pay handsomely for recovery help. But major platforms don't advertise these opportunities because they exist in the awkward space between technical assistance and digital archaeology. Welcome to the world of digital asset recovery, the internet's equivalent of a lost and found department. Except in this case, you get paid handsomely for reuniting people with their valuable digital possessions. Every year, millions of dollars in digital assets sit abandoned in the virtual equivalent of a lost property office. Cryptocurrency wallets worth thousands, gaming accounts with rare collectibles, and valuable domain names are all stranded because their owners have lost access. The passwords are forgotten, backup codes misplaced, or authentication devices broken. But the value remains locked inside, just waiting to be recovered. Here's what makes this opportunity so incredible. The platforms themselves have little incentive to help users recover these assets. Think about it. When was the last time you saw Coinbase advertising their recovery services? They don't, because comprehensive recovery options would require individualized support that doesn't scale with their business model. That gap creates a perfect opportunity for technically skilled individuals to step in and provide a valuable service. Take James, a cybersecurity specialist who started helping friends recover old cryptocurrency wallets as a favor. Word quickly spread about his expertise, and within 6 months, he was making approximately $4,000 per month helping clients recover digital currencies they thought were lost forever. His technical background allows him to safely work within security protocols while employing data recovery techniques that most regular users wouldn't know exist. I never expected this to become my main income source, James explained to me. But when someone has $30,000 in Bitcoin locked in a wallet they can't access, they're willing to pay a significant percentage to get it back. It's not just about the money, though. The relief and gratitude when I recover someone's assets is incredibly rewarding. The cryptocurrency space isn't the only area where this opportunity exists. Consider the case of Mika, who specializes in recovering gaming accounts. With some popular games featuring rare items worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, players who lose access to their accounts can lose substantial investments. Mika helps these gamers regain access to their accounts, reuniting them with characters and items they've spent years collecting. Most people don't realize how valuable some gaming items have become, Mika told me. I've helped recover accounts with rare skins and items worth over $5,000. The players are always shocked when they learn their account could have been permanently lost. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't this all a bit legally sketchy? Actually, it doesn't have to be. The key to building a legitimate digital asset recovery business is understanding the legal and ethical boundaries. First, you must always have explicit consent from the actual owner of the digital asset. This means verifying ownership through multiple methods: proof of purchase, knowledge of account details, or other verification that only the true owner would have. Without this consent, you could find yourself on the wrong side of computer access laws. Second, you need to work within the platform's terms of service whenever possible. Many platforms have legitimate recovery processes that simply require technical expertise to navigate properly. Your job is to guide clients through these processes, not to hack or circumvent security measures illegally. The most successful digital asset recovery specialists act as intermediaries between the platform and the user, leveraging their technical knowledge to navigate complex recovery systems while staying within legal boundaries. This often means being creative, but ethical in your approach. So how do you get started in this lucrative field? Here's a step-by-step approach. Step 1. Develop your technical toolkit. You'll need to understand cybersecurity fundamentals, data recovery techniques, and platform-specific recovery processes. This might include knowledge of wallet.dat file recovery for Bitcoin, two-factor authentication bypass methods with owner consent, or understanding how gaming platforms store account credentials. Step 2. Specialize in specific platforms or asset types. Don't try to be an expert in everything. Focus on a particular niche: cryptocurrency wallets, gaming accounts, or domain name recovery. This allows you to develop deep expertise in one area rather than shallow knowledge across many. Step 3. Create a clear service agreement that outlines what you will and won't do. This should include confidentiality clauses, ownership verification requirements, and a payment structure, typically a percentage of the value recovered. Step 4. Build your reputation through case studies and testimonials. Success stories are your most powerful marketing tool in this field. With client permission, document how you helped recover valuable assets that were thought to be lost forever. Step 5. Market your services in places where potential clients are already looking for help. This includes cryptocurrency forums, gaming communities, and technical support groups. Remember, people seeking these services are often desperate and may have already tried standard recovery methods. The technical skills required vary depending on your specialty, but generally include basic scripting and programming knowledge to automate recovery attempts, understanding of cryptographic principles for cryptocurrency recovery, knowledge of how various platforms handle authentication and recovery, familiarity with data forensics to recover deleted or corrupted files, problem-solving skills to create custom solutions for unique situations. What makes this side hustle particularly attractive is the high-value nature of the assets involved. When someone has thousands of dollars locked in a digital asset, they're often willing to pay 10 to 20% of that value for recovery services. This means even a few successful recoveries per month can generate significant income. But here's the challenge, and the reason this opportunity remains under the radar. It requires a unique combination of technical skills, ethical awareness, and problem-solving ability. You can't just follow a simple formula. Each case presents its own unique challenges. The good news is that the market is growing rapidly. As more people invest in cryptocurrency, purchase valuable in-game items, and acquire digital assets, the number of lost credentials naturally increases. This creates a steady stream of potential clients who need specialized help. One particularly interesting aspect of digital asset recovery is the emotional component. Unlike many technical services, you're not just fixing a problem. You're often rescuing something of significant personal or financial value. Clients frequently describe the experience as finding money they had written off completely, making them incredibly grateful for your services. Marketing these services requires a delicate touch. You want to appear professional and trustworthy, not like someone trying to exploit desperate situations. Focus on education first. Explain the recovery process, be transparent about success rates, and clearly outline your security measures to protect client information. Some effective marketing approaches include creating detailed guides about asset recovery that showcase your expertise, participating in communities where potential clients might be seeking help, offering free initial consultations to assess recovery possibilities, building relationships with platform customer service teams who might refer difficult cases. The most successful digital asset recovery specialists combine technical knowledge with excellent communication skills. You'll need to explain complex technical concepts to stressed clients while managing their expectations throughout the recovery process. Remember that not every case will be successful. Some digital assets are truly unrecoverable if certain information is permanently lost. Being honest about recovery prospects is essential for maintaining your reputation in this field. Building your arbitrage system, tools and techniques for consistent profits. After seeing how digital asset recovery works on a case-by-case basis, you might be wondering, is there a way to make money more consistently without reinventing the wheel every time? This is where automated digital arbitrage systems come in, and they're a game changer for turning occasional profits into reliable income streams. While most people are hunting deals manually, refreshing pages and comparing prices by hand, the real moneymakers have built systems that do the heavy lifting for them. These automated setups work tirelessly in the background, scanning for opportunities while you focus on the decisions that actually require your judgment. Let's break down how to build your own arbitrage machine. The fundamental problem with most arbitrage attempts is consistency. Finding one good deal is luck. Finding them day after day is a system. Let me walk you through exactly how to build an automated setup that can transform sporadic wins into reliable income. First, you need to understand that successful digital arbitrage businesses operate on scale and efficiency. While a manual approach might let you process a dozen potential deals per hour, an automated system can scan thousands. This isn't just a matter of working harder. It's about designing a process that works smarter. The core of any effective arbitrage system is automated monitoring. You'll need tools that continuously track price changes across multiple platforms simultaneously. Software solutions like price comparison algorithms and inventory monitoring bots form the backbone of successful operations, allowing you to identify price discrepancies the moment they appear. Let's start with the foundation, price monitoring tools. These range from simple browser extensions to sophisticated software that can be customized to your specific needs. The key is finding solutions that integrate with the platforms you're targeting. For example, if you're focusing on e-commerce arbitrage, you'll want tools that can track pricing on Amazon, eBay, Walmart, and other major retailers simultaneously. What makes these tools powerful isn't just their ability to compare prices, but their capacity to alert you instantly when profitable gaps emerge. The most effective arbitrage systems operate with triggers and notifications. You don't need to constantly watch your dashboard because the system tells you when to act. Beyond price monitoring, inventory tracking is equally critical. There's nothing worse than finding what seems like a perfect arbitrage opportunity, only to discover the item is out of stock when you try to purchase it. Sophisticated arbitrage systems incorporate inventory-level monitoring, ensuring you only pursue opportunities that are actually available. Let me walk you through building a basic but effective arbitrage dashboard. Start by identifying your target platforms. Where will you buy and where will you sell? Create a spreadsheet that lists these platforms and the categories or items you want to monitor. This becomes your roadmap. Next, implement automated data collection. This can be as simple as browser extensions that track prices, or as complex as custom scripts that pull data directly from websites through their APIs. The goal is to automate the monitoring process so you're not manually checking sites. Set up an alert system based on your profit thresholds. For instance, you might want to be notified only when the price difference exceeds 30% after accounting for all fees and shipping costs. This prevents alert fatigue and ensures you're only acting on truly profitable opportunities. Create a standardized evaluation process for when alerts come in. This might include checking shipping times, verifying seller ratings, and confirming the item condition matches across platforms. Having a checklist prevents costly mistakes. Finally, implement a tracking system for your active arbitrage deals. This should include purchase dates, expected delivery times, listing dates on the selling platform, and projected profits. This data becomes invaluable for refining your system over time. What truly separates casual arbitrage hunters from successful digital entrepreneurs is their approach to data analysis. Instead of simply reacting to current opportunities, advanced practitioners use their accumulated data to identify patterns and predict future opportunities. This shifts you from a reactive to a proactive position in the market. For instance, by analyzing historical pricing data, you might discover that certain items consistently drop in price on specific days of the week, or that particular categories experience predictable price fluctuations tied to seasonal events. This kind of pattern recognition allows you to position yourself ahead of opportunities rather than chasing them after they've emerged. The use of data analysis in arbitrage transforms it from a game of chance into a strategic operation. By tracking which types of items yield the highest profit margins, which platforms have the most reliable inventory information, and which categories experience the most volatile pricing, you can gradually refine your focus to the most productive areas. Time management becomes increasingly important as your arbitrage operation scales. Rather than spreading yourself thin across dozens of potential opportunities, effective operators use their systems to identify the most promising prospects and focus their energy there. Consider implementing a tiered approach to your arbitrage activities. Your automated system can continuously scan for opportunities across a wide range of categories and platforms, but you should establish clear criteria for which opportunities deserve your immediate attention versus those that can wait. For example, you might prioritize deals with higher profit margins, items with faster expected turnover, or categories where you have established a reliable sales history. This strategic allocation of your time ensures you're maximizing returns on your most valuable resource, your attention. Many successful arbitrage businesses also incorporate batch processing into their workflows. Rather than handling each opportunity individually as it arises, they group similar tasks together. This might mean setting aside specific times for purchasing, creating listings, packaging and shipping, and reviewing system performance. This approach minimizes context switching and dramatically improves efficiency. Let's talk about the role of AI tools in modern arbitrage systems. These technologies can take your operation to the next level by automating not just the monitoring aspects, but also the decision-making processes. AI-powered tools can help evaluate potential deals based on multiple factors simultaneously. Not just price differences, but also historical sales data, seasonal trends, competition levels, and even customer sentiment analysis. While human judgment remains essential for final decisions, these tools can pre-filter opportunities to present only those most likely to be profitable. For example, some arbitrage systems now incorporate machine learning algorithms that improve over time based on which deals resulted in successful sales. These systems gradually learn to recognize patterns that humans might miss, like subtle correlations between product features and profit margins or optimal timing for specific categories. The beauty of these automated systems is that they continue working even when you're not. Unlike manual methods that require your constant attention, an automated arbitrage operation can scan markets 24/7, alerting you only when genuine opportunities arise. This creates the potential for truly passive income, not in the sense that no work is required, but that the system handles the repetitive, time-consuming aspects of finding opportunities. Let me share a practical example of how this works in action. Let's say you're interested in ebook arbitrage. Rather than manually searching for underpriced ebooks across different platforms, you could set up a system that 1. Continuously monitors pricing on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and specialized book marketplaces. 2. Checks ratings and reviews to identify quality titles. 3. Compares prices against historical averages to spot unusual discounts. 4. Alerts you when a book is significantly underpriced on one platform compared to others. 5. Tracks which categories and authors tend to yield the highest returns. With this system in place, you might receive just 3 to 5 high-quality alerts per day instead of spending hours manually searching only to find mediocre opportunities. One of the most powerful aspects of building an automated arbitrage system is that it lets you scale your operation without proportionally increasing your time investment. A well-designed system can handle 10 times the volume with only minimal additional oversight from you. Remember that these systems don't need to be complicated to be effective. Start with basic automation and expand as you become more comfortable. Even a simple price comparison tool combined with automated alerts can dramatically increase your efficiency compared to purely manual methods. The ultimate goal is to create a system where your time is spent primarily on strategic decisions rather than repetitive tasks. When your system handles the monitoring, data collection, and initial filtering, you're free to focus on evaluating the best opportunities, optimizing your listings, and expanding into new markets. Risk management, ethical boundaries, and platform protection. Creating a hands-off arbitrage system is only half the battle. Keeping it running without getting shut down is where most people fail. What good is a passive income stream if it gets nuked after just 3 weeks? While these digital opportunities can be incredibly lucrative, they often exist in gray areas that platforms are actively trying to eliminate. Understanding the risks and implementing proper safeguards isn't just recommended, it's essential for long-term success. Let's face it, platforms aren't exactly thrilled when users find creative ways to extract value from their ecosystems. They're constantly updating their terms of service to patch these money-making loopholes. Over 60% of digital arbitrage entrepreneurs have faced account suspensions at some point in their journey. This isn't meant to scare you away, but to prepare you for the reality of this business model. The first step in protecting yourself is understanding the difference between what's technically allowed and what's ethically sound. Just because you found a clever way to exploit a platform's pricing discrepancy doesn't always mean you should. Platforms often have broad, catch-all clauses in their terms of service that can be interpreted in multiple ways. They might not explicitly forbid your specific arbitrage method today, but that doesn't mean they won't update their policies tomorrow. Consider the case of Amazon resellers who were purchasing discounted items from retail stores and flipping them on Amazon. This practice was technically allowed until Amazon began requiring invoices from authorized distributors for certain brands. Overnight, thousands of sellers found themselves unable to list products they'd already purchased. The lesson: just because something works now doesn't mean it will continue to work indefinitely. The safest approach is to create genuine value in the process rather than simply extracting it. When your arbitrage activities benefit all parties involved, the original seller, the end buyer, and the platforms, you're much less likely to face restrictions. For example, when flipping websites, making actual improvements to design, content, and monetization adds real value to the digital asset. Similarly, when bridging local digital gaps, you're providing a valuable service that platforms themselves aren't addressing. One of the smartest moves you can make to protect yourself is treating your side hustle like a legitimate business from day one. This means registering it as an LLC, which provides crucial liability protection and certain tax benefits. If one platform decides to terminate your account and withhold funds, having a proper business entity gives you more leverage in resolving the dispute. Account protection strategies are also essential for long-term sustainability. Never put all your eggs in one platform basket. Smart arbitrageurs maintain separate accounts across multiple platforms and develop contingency plans for when, not if, access issues arise. This means having backup platforms identified, alternative monetization methods ready, and processes documented so you can quickly pivot when needed. Consider using different business entities for different platforms. If you're running arbitrage operations across Amazon, eBay, and Etsy, it might make sense to have separate LLCs for each. That way, if one account gets restricted, your entire operation doesn't come crashing down. Yes, this adds complexity and some additional costs, but it's a small price to pay for business continuity. Another key protection strategy is maintaining good standing with each platform. This means following the stated rules, keeping customer satisfaction metrics high, and resolving issues quickly. Think of it as flying under the radar. The more attention you draw to yourself through customer complaints or policy violations, the more likely you are to face scrutiny. Let's talk about some common mistakes that lead to account restrictions. The biggest is failing to thoroughly understand platform policies before starting. Many arbitrageurs skim through terms of service or rely on outdated information from YouTube gurus. This is a recipe for disaster. Platform policies are living documents that change frequently, and ignorance isn't an acceptable excuse when your account gets banned. Another mistake is scaling too quickly. When you find a profitable arbitrage opportunity, it's tempting to go all in and maximize your returns. But rapid scaling often leads to cutting corners on quality control, customer service, or compliance measures. Platforms have sophisticated systems to detect unusual activity, and a sudden spike in transactions can trigger automatic reviews. The smarter approach is steady, sustainable growth that doesn't set off alarm bells. Tax implications are another area where many side hustlers stumble. Digital arbitrage income is fully taxable, and proper record keeping is essential. Every purchase, sale, fee, and expense needs to be documented. Platforms will often report your earnings to tax authorities, but they won't track your deductible expenses. That's on you. Using accounting software from the beginning makes tax time much less stressful and helps ensure you're not overpaying. Many new arbitrageurs are surprised by the quarterly estimated tax payments required for self-employment income. Unlike a traditional job where taxes are withheld from each paycheck, self-employed individuals need to make tax payments throughout the year. Failing to do so can result in penalties and interest charges. Setting aside a percentage of each sale for taxes, typically 25 to 30%, is a good rule of thumb. The financial risks of digital arbitrage extend beyond potential account bans. You're investing real money into inventory or digital assets without guaranteed returns. This is why diversification is so critical. Never put your entire budget into a single type of arbitrage or platform. Spread your risk across different methods, platforms, and asset classes to create a more resilient business model. When it comes to ethical considerations, always ask yourself, am I creating value or just extracting it? The most sustainable arbitrage businesses focus on adding genuine value to the marketplace. This might mean improving products, providing better customer service, or connecting products with the audiences who truly value them most. For example, if you're practicing content arbitrage, don't just copy-paste public domain material into a new format. Instead, update the language, add modern. Examples: create supplementary materials, or otherwise enhance the content for today's audience. This approach not only reduces your risk of platform restrictions, but also allows you to charge premium prices for truly valuable offerings. Risk management also extends to your customers. Clear communication about shipping times, product conditions, or service deliverables helps set appropriate expectations. Remember that customer complaints can trigger platform reviews of your account, so prevention is always better than damage control. If you do face account restrictions, how you respond matters tremendously. Rather than getting defensive or trying to game the system, approach the situation professionally. Most platforms have appeals processes, and presenting your case calmly with supporting documentation gives you the best chance of resolution. Having detailed records of all your transactions and communications becomes invaluable in these situations. Finally, stay connected with communities of other arbitrageurs to stay ahead of platform changes. Forums, Discord servers, and Facebook groups often share early warnings about policy updates or enforcement actions. This intelligence network can give you precious time to adapt your strategy before your accounts are affected. Well guys, we've reached the end of our journey through the hidden economy. And what an eye-opening experience it's been. The truth is, the digital landscape is evolving faster than ever, with the AI market alone projected to hit a staggering $826.7 billion by 2030. That's not just a number. That's a gold rush of opportunities waiting for people like you. The gig economy has completely transformed how we work, giving us flexibility our parents could only dream of. But here's the real secret. The biggest wins aren't on the mainstream paths everyone's following. They're in those algorithmic blind spots we've explored together. So what's your next move? Pick just one of these side hustles and give it your full attention for 30 days. Maybe you'll leverage AI tools like successful freelancers are already doing to multiply your productivity. Or perhaps you'll spot those market inefficiencies that others miss. Either way, your financial future is hiding in plain sight,